Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Monday, August 12th, 2024. Let's see. Closing bell just went off like 5 minutes ago, so you know what this means, right? It has been broadcast to the world for almost going on 2 weeks, and there's a reason for this that there's an imminent attack about to occur on Israel. And again, it's a mechanism to allow the market to price it in. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. We should expect, again, as the market closed, nine times out of 10, by just it's coincidence, of course. There's so many coincidences here. That 9 times out of 10, that's when some kind of geopolitical event occurs. Now, this is the headline here from Market Watch today. A feared Iranian attack on Israel is a top threat to stocks. Let me ask you, how on earth could it be a top threat to stocks when they've been telling us about it for like almost 2 weeks? The market prices it in. They're holding it off. You see, this attack is going to happen. It's being held off and pushed off until such a time as the market is allowed to price it in. The market runs the world. Didn't you understand that? I hope you do. Politics and the markets. That's it. Everything else is a side effect, a freak show. Understand? That's all it is. It's a comedy act. So when you hear nonsense like this is a top Israel and a feared Iranian attack on Israel, a top threat to stocks, I am sorry, but that ain't true. All right. The market has had ample time to price this in. It's always broadcast this way. Generally, when something like this happens, the market knows about it way ahead of time. It gets the opportunity to price it in. And again, just by a coincidence here, these things happen after market hours. Do you see what I'm talking about here? You see, because who is it? Tell Greg Mannarino one more time who it is who owns 99% of this market. Is the 1 and 2 percenters. They can't be allowed to have too much volatility, although we see it once in a while. That presents an opportunity for those of us who understand what's going on. What are you and I doing? What have you and I been doing since, I don't know, many, many, many years now? We're doing exactly what the 1 and 2 percenters are doing here. We're taking advantage of exactly the things that they are. Because you see, they're no smarter than we are. We are way smarter than they are because we understand where this is going. So this is a joke, okay? It's a top threat to stocks. Am I saying that, let's just say in 5 minutes from now, and I wouldn't doubt this could happen, all of a sudden missiles start flying and bombs are dropping and people's guts are being splattered from one end of the planet to the other here. Is it going to affect the stock market? Yeah, I'm sure it will. Let me show you what's going on right now. Just have a look at crude oil here. This is today. We're up almost 4% on crude oil. Look at gold and silver. Well, people, look. This guy right here has been telling you about commodities. Let's do a commodity dance. Commodities. You got to own commodities, man. You got to have exposure here. These are real things. As again, central bank issued notes. These imaginary things that they force upon us and tell us that, oh, this is real money. Ain't nothing. It's nothing more than an illusion. People believe that it's real money, even though you and I know it's not. But most people think of that because they're being told. People believe everything they're told. You understand that? Whatever comes out of the tell lie vision, the programs that are programming there, it's the truth. It's the truth. And there are certain factions out there that are very susceptible to suggestion and lies and tales and distractions and deceptions. Not you and me. You see, we're smart enough to just cut through the garbage, cut through the nonsense. Anyway, so look, as I said, this is a joke. Yes, we should see some volatility, but we're in a time of seasonal volatility. You know that. It's not going to end for another couple of weeks here. We've got geopolitical events here on the horizon that has been broadcast to the market, so no. Okay, so just don't worry about it. This is just a way to, I don't know. It's just fear. It's just nonsense. Here was another one. Treasury yield slip as Israeli military goes on high alert. Oh, they've only been broadcasting this again for weeks. Make it up, man. Make any of this stuff up. And commodities, you know where to go. You know what to do with regard to that. Now, I want to talk about a couple of other things here. On the economic front, people, the news could not possibly be worse. Mitch, thank you. We, you and me, and this is again a phenomenon around the world. We are in a we're being deconstructed piece by piece by piece. Um, the world economy is being taken apart. It's a controlled demolition. I want you to think of it like, for example, how you watch a building drop here, how it's all set up. And they put in there whatever they put in. They use some kind of explosives to bring this stuff down here. And it takes a while. Boom, comes down. That's what they're doing here. The economy of the world is being set up here, and this demolition is accelerating. Now, you and I have spoken about. In fact, It's ironic. You and I just wrote several. I wrote several pieces of work where I explained to you what's going on here with small businesses, mom and pop shops gone, being wiped out, middle class extermination here. This is not just a phenomenon here in the United States, it's around the world. Yeah, exactly. Building 7, dude. You see, you have your eyes open. Isn't that astonishing? So anyway, this is what do you think of this here? What do you think of this? 67%. Think of this number here, and you're gonna laugh when we get to the bottom. Let me just read this to you so we can have a little fun here. 67% of U.S. small businesses owners fear an economic downturn. Really? They fear it? They know it's happening. And they have 5 issues that they want the candidates or the what's better known to you and me. You see, they have 5 issues that they want candidates to address. Like either one has their best interest in mind. Both of these things, and they're subhuman. Okay, subhuman. They're not even fucking human. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's the truth. They're not human. All right, they are doing everything they can to fulfill the corporate agenda. Period. We don't need lower rates. We need higher rates. We don't need a weaker dollar. We need a stronger dollar. That would bring back the mom and pop shops. It would allow the U.S. economy and economies around the world to build their own economies. See, wife, thank you. But you see, no, you're being sold a very specific agenda by both subhuman entities that are currently in the selection race here. And then they're both, of course, pointing right up towards crypto. I love crypto now. Oh, I had an epiphany. Both creatures, Trump and Kamala, they're in love. Love. Oh, crypto. They love it now. It's the greatest thing. Of course. Again, look, they've both been vetted by Wall Street. They've both been to Wall Street. They made their promises behind closed doors. You and I are not allowed to know a damn thing that went on. Biden did it too. And it's interesting what Biden did. What Biden, you see, he realized what was going on. He knew he was dropping out. He had to bide his time. Kamala, when again, it was being spoken about that he was going to come out of the race or the selection here. While he was saying all that, Kamala went to Wall Street. Oh, yes, she did. I told you when it happened because I maybe have a little inside information. I talked to everybody. Kamala went there and had her meetings behind closed doors. They told her what to say, what script to carry. They said, you see what Trump is doing? We want you to sell the same thing. We want you to sell lower rates because that's what people need. We want you to sell a weaker dollar. They're not being destroyed enough by losing purchasing power. So make sure you sell that one too, as if you can pull these two things apart. Invested crypto, thank you. The ones who own it. Well, yeah, exactly. Come on, man. They're all working together. You know that. They're the puppet masters. Everything else is a game. It's a game. And the subhuman entities, they're not human because they don't have a single human quality. Understand that, right? You may think that they do, and this person is the greatest, and this person is the greatest, but none of them have your best interest in mind. That should tell you something. They all work for the Fed. They all work for the central banks here, period, the end. Anyway, here. So the 5 issues that the candidates want to address. First of all, there's no real questions here. What are they going to do about inflation? Well, they're going to allow the Fed to inflate even more by, again, buying more debt, creating cash out of nothing, weakening the currency, and then making their move, of course, the newfound love affair here by both Trump and Kamala here. This is so they can push us into the central bank digital currency. And who knows what else they're going to have in store for us. What other kind of scam they're going to pull on every single one of us. So again, 67% of U.S. small business owners fear an economic downturn. People are in an economic meltdown. We've never seen anything like this before. And the interesting caveat here is central banks around the world continue to explode the money supply. So they're inflating. But why isn't anyone speaking about this? Oh, yeah, Trump and Vance. They said that they want to say so in what the Fed does. Oh, yeah, well, Trump, we know what he wanted the last 10 years. He wanted negative rates. And his people, they were cheering for it. These imbeciles, that's what they are. Okay, were at that point cheering for negative rates, signing their own death warrant, meaning they have to pay the banks. They have to pay the banks to keep their cash in there and allow the corporations to be paid for borrowing cash. Then they can sell their corporate, then make an even bigger profit. Cheer, 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 you brain dead idiots. Good for you. Can't believe it. And it's just too much. And again, yeah, sure. Let's see how that plays out. Here's another headline for you. Most businesses that failed this year come from one sector of the economy. Okay, the whole economy is coming down, but this is the kicker to this. Are you ready for this one here? Small and mid-sized businesses are struggling to survive. Oh yes, it's 67%. And many have already gone underwater this year. Let us move forward here. Bankruptcies. Business bankruptcies up 40% since January 2023. What is this all about? It's incredible. Small businesses up 60%. This is small and mid-sized businesses that are even wiped out. This is part of the agenda here to fulfill the corporate structure. You really believe, really, honestly, that either one of these subhuman things, okay, they're not human because they don't have a human quality. Or they're there to destroy you. You don't believe that? Or if this really hurts your feelings, you can unsubscribe, man. Please do. Anyway, here, yeah, they're being wiped out. Anyway, companies are very unhappy. They're very unhappy with Congress's performance here. Really, I wonder why. Because they don't work. A strong majority of Americans disapprove of Congress. You mean, wait a minute, these people don't work for you? Oh my, what an epiphany. People make any of this stuff up. I dare you to. Can't happen. But again, let's pay attention to this, okay? I'm going to bring this up every freaking day. Because again, this is not just squiggly lines. This is what the Fed's doing. Look at this. Doesn't this look like a limp biscuit? You see what I'm talking about? Not my problem, but some people have this. Anyway, this is the Fed buying it all. It's really falling off of a cliff here. This is the Fed weakening the dollar, and this is a phenomenon that's going on around the world. Central banks in a race to the bottom to kill their currencies, make their move towards a central bank digital currency. Now we have two roads. One is called Kamala. One is called Trump, leading us right to what central banks obviously want. They need an ally here in the White House. I've been telling you this for many, many months now. They're going to get one. It doesn't matter who now at this point. They're both promising the same things. Lower rates, weaker dollar, and yeah, their newfound love affair with crypto. Anyway, as I said, this is epic, man. This is absolutely epic. Look at this here. I wouldn't be surprised to see this drop below 200 at one point. Let me tell you something about the crash callers out there. Yet again, they're going to be proven wrong. These people, I understand maybe that they don't understand the market. Okay, most people don't. You do. You following this blog? Nobody. I'm telling you the truth. There's maybe us, this group here, and maybe 5 other people on this planet who understand how the markets really work. The general population has no clue. And that's how they're taking advantage of. This is why they cheer when a candidate will call for lower rates. They cheer when a selectee calls for a weaker dollar. They cheer when now people are on board here. Again, look, when Trump made his 180, maybe me being just frankly naive here, because I never saw this one coming. I did not see the crypto queen Kamala coming out of the woodwork. I didn't see it. I did. Maybe some of you did because you're way smarter than this guy is. Okay. When Trump said, hey, you know what? I love crypto. Me, being a crypto enthusiast, someone that believes in the space, someone that owns this stuff, I was all for it. Then I s my brain got rattled, okay, now that this Kamala has the same love affair. Anyway, it's all leading us to destruction. This whole thing is small businesses being wiped out here. It's a wipeout. And this is nothing new, but I'll tell you what's happening here. That's a little surprising to me. The wipeout is accelerating. It's accelerating faster than I thought. I sincerely still believe, although I am in the minority, this is a family here, and I ran a poll recently where I asked all of you, do you believe that there's going to be a big false flag event enough to, cause this market to sell off here, debt market sell off? Because that's the real key here. Forget the stock market. You and I are looking at the driver here. Everyone's focusing on the stock market, the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ. These are all derivatives. They are derivatives, meaning they derive value from something else. That something else happens to be the debt market, and central banks are buying it all. As central banks buy it all, it's very difficult for this market to fall here. The real meltdown, as you all know, you've been with me for any length of time, will begin and end in the debt market, period, the freaking end. We know that. That's what this tool is telling us. Now, people understand. Even if we were in the green zone here, you see that green 50 to 100? Even if we were there, that doesn't mean that an outlier can't occur. But there's something going on. When you have this buildup right now, Mitch knows what I'm talking about, to some kind of an event here, again, how they're selling us this is feared Iranian attack is a top threat to the stock market. You know this, people. The stock market prices in the future. It prices in future events. This is why most traders lose. And believe me, I don't think anyone, unless you've been in the trenches as a day trader or as a understands this, but this is why most people lose in the market, because they're trying to time the market, and it's difficult because the market's pricing in things from the future. So when the market has been told now for just about 2 weeks that something is going to happen, this build up here, we're sending a carrier battle group and then nuclear submarines and weaponry and billions and billions and billions of tens of billions of dollars in support here. I mean, look, man, you know where this is all going here. As Gerald says, when all else fails, it lead to war here. Look, this is the goal. The goal is not just war. The goal is pandemonium in the streets. Again, look at what's happening in other parts of the world. What you're seeing now with these riots, people have had enough. They want this. They are doing everything in their power to exacerbate the situation, to keep people divided, hatred. Foster that thing, let it fester, give them reasons to get even more enraged moving forward here, create fake this and blah, 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 that, whatever it is, whatever they have to do to get people's blood boiling. And then, of course, look at they're obviously looking to control the food supply. Okay, I have been saying for 10 years, there is going to be a resource problem here. They're going to engineer it. What better way to control the public, okay, who is already surrendering their liberties and the freedoms willingly to be taken care of from cradle to grave, okay? What better way to do it than to control food and water, okay? So again, people, you and I, again, we are on the same page, and we're ready for whatever they want to throw at us from every angle. Jonathan, thank you. It is. I love this. This is a global consult. Listen, look at this. What Jonathan just wrote, people. It's utter brilliance. This is what they're doing. This is a global event. Stop thinking in the box. Okay, that this is just an event here in the United States. That it's Trump's fault why we have inflation. Why it's Biden's fault why we have inflation. People, they have maintained this illusion of the market since the last meltdown. That was it. That was the moment the market died. It's been a heroin drip. Now, forget about a pump here, IV push. Okay, it's a drip. And that drip is like, in both arms right now with a large bore IV. My nurses and my doctors out here know what I'm talking about, and they're pouring it in. There was no economic recovery whatsoever. It's been floated on oceans of debt. The economy was not strong during Donald Trump's tenure. It was being floated on $9 trillion worth of debt that was pulled into the system, fostering that illusion. Rah, 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 the stock market, people. Come on, man. And inflation, again, no one's there. They don't have the ability. Trump didn't have it, still won't have it. Whoever's selected behind the resolute desk is not going to be. Trump doesn't have a printing press. Neither does Kamala. No, these subhuman entities here, they got to rely on the Fed, and they're doing it. They're setting the groundwork now to allow the Fed to inflate even more, to bring us all down to our freaking knees, to issue in their central bank digital currency. No secret where they're both having their orgasmic love affair with cryptocurrency right now. They're setting us up. It's a setup. Come on, man. Do you all understand what I'm talking about here? I think you'll do. Alan Greenspan knows what I'm talking about. Thanks for being here, buddy. Where's Magic Mika? She hasn't been here in a while. I know Lava's here. Axiom isn't here today. I don't even know why people look. You know what we're doing here. Biden running the country. Does anyone here believe that Biden's running the country? No. Biden is not running the country. Neither are those of you who still believe that Trump is the president. There are some people that believe that Trump is the president, but Biden is getting his orders from Obama. So Biden must be the real president. But no, Trump is the real president because he didn't lose the last election. So he's the actual president and he's running the nation. Duh. Make it up. Drugs, man, or some other kind of psychedelic stuff's going on here, man. Okay. Presidents don't matter. Okay. I've laid this out very simply for you for 10 years. It's not presidents, kings, queens, dictators, or monarchs that run the world. Though it's those who control the monetary system. Who controls the monetary system? Is it Biden? He can't even add 1 + 1. He doesn't know how to add, can't divide. The man's old. He's demented. He's twisted. Trump, on the other hand, knows how to add, but he's not going to tell you the truth. No way. Kamala, her either. Again, they've had their marching orders. They both went to Wall Street. Both of them. They were vetted. They were told what to say. They were told how to sell you. Exactly. This is a game that we're being played in. That's why they're not human, either one of them. You understand? We got to look out for ourselves here. We have each other. Okay? And, of course, the Almighty, which is number one. Number one! Okay? Everything else kind of comes out of that. You understand? I think you got that. I think you got it. Yeah, I know. I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about here with all of you, honestly. Is there anything specifically? Now, look, I really I put out a paper earlier where I combined 3 recent articles that I did. I hope you check your inbox if you subscribe to my free newsletter. I even sent it to you all via this blog. Check it. I kind of put this together for you so you can really understand what's happening, why it's happening, and again, a solution that I started to work on. People, it's much bigger than that. You see, I could sit here and I could, outline for you again what needs to be done. We do not need a weaker dollar. We need a stronger dollar. We don't need lower rates. We already have historically lower rates. All this does is help the corporate agenda, fulfills the corporate agenda, and it's murdering, killing, and destroying the economy. The number one killer of our economy is a weak dollar. But you're not supposed to know that. Gone are the mom and pop shops. You remember how amazing that was? Maybe even some of you. Small businesses are being erased. Small businesses are being erased here. And apparently there's 5 issues that the small business owners here, they want to address. They want the candidates, the selectees, to address. They'll talk around this issue and they're going to tell you how great they want to work for you. They don't work for you, man. They don't work for you. The system has been stolen from us. It's been robbed slowly but surely here in favor of the corporate agenda. And you and I are at least taking action, like from a financial standpoint, it's all well and good and fine, but it's so much bigger than that, people. We gotta embrace each other. We gotta unify, man. We gotta decide what we want. We, everybody freaking here right now you gotta decide what you want, not what they're selling you here. With alternative facts and hyperbole mixed with truths. That's what they do. I mean, did you go out yet and buy Trump's book? I sincerely hope that all of you have done that here. I told you about this from a long time. I gotta go look for it anyway. Yeah. The Art of the Deal. Everything is in there. It's a great piece of literature for anyone who's looking to sell something. And understand how it works on the other side, how to negotiate too. You understand? Anyway, look, read it 3 times, right? Great book. Great book. It really outlines exactly what you're seeing, and then every politician has read it. Every successful salesperson has read it. I don't know a single person that I have friends that are in sales. Every one of them thinks it's like the Bible. Whether Trump actually wrote it or not, I know it was co-written by so and so here. I don't know. Anyway, don't matter, people. The art of the deal. Yeah, maybe that, Joe. All right, people. Look now. Let's just the velocity of silver. People, look, man. You know that there's no really velocity of there's velocity of money. And the money velocity, now go to the Fed's own website, weaponize their own website, use it as a weapon. Jonathan, thank you. And Mitch, thanks again. Again, understand what's happening here. The fact that, again, the last three presidents here, think about what I'm about to tell you. Take every president before Obama, go to George Washington, add up what they have piled onto the national debt, obviously, along with the Federal Reserve. Take the last three, Trump dead smack in the middle. They've done more than every single one of them before to empower the Federal Reserve. You have a line this big going back, off the charts, and you have these three. They've managed to more than double the debt. You think they work for you? You still believe that here? Really? I don't think so. At least hopefully some of you are waking up here, man. I really, really hope so. So with silver, people, look, man, I don't know another way to put it. These commodities are the place to be. Silver remains my most undervalued asset. And I just look at this all the time the same way, people. It's just looking at where's the bottom for the market, the Dow more specifically. I believe we're going to get a 1-to-1, wherever the bottom may be with regard to the Dow. And that's only going to be precipitated. Look, the market's volatile. As long as the Fed's buying it all here, you're going to see more of that, at least through the end of this month. This is seasonal volatility. This is this attack, which I don't know, did it happen yet? I wouldn't be surprised. As soon as the closing bell goes off, 9 times out of 10, that's when these things happen. Pricing into the market. They don't want the market to waver around too much. So again, all these things are planned. These are not real. They're just staged. They're staged, and people die. Thousands of people die, either through clot vaxes, or through the kinetic, what do they call it now? It's not a war, it's kinetic action, whatever it might be. There's no wars anymore, so it's a kinetic thing. But as long as the Fed's in here buying it all, we know what we need to do. All this, the more this goes down, okay, the wider they're trying to open up that doorway for cash to make its way into risk assets or the stock market. Make sense to you? It's very simple. Very, very, very simple here, people. What's gonna, how many of you honestly looked up the Cantillon effect? I asked you to do that in the paper I wrote recently. If you haven't looked up the Cantillon effect, there's a couple of videos about it. Understand why it is that you're hearing calls for a weaker currency here, more currency production, which obviously is what they're looking to do. Why central banks are ballooning the global currency, the monetary base, while the world is crashing, why small businesses are being erased, while the corporate agenda is being fulfilled. It's the Cantillon effect. And this will explain to you, please look this up, people. Open up a new page and look it up, the Cantillon effect. And you will understand why it is that the 1% and 2%ers are foaming. Drool down to their crotch when you have a presidential selectee saying, promise lower rates, which they're both doing, weaker currency. Again, Kamala has no idea what this means. Zero. I'm not calling her stupid. I'm just saying that she doesn't know because she's a lawyer, I think. And then you got, Trump, who obviously understands money. At least I think he does. I don't think Trump is one of those guys. Again, there's maybe you, all of us here, maybe 5 people that really, really understand the monetary system. I don't think Trump is one of them. I really don't. Real estate, okay, it's kind of been a no-brainer here since forever. That's what he does, real estate. Most people buy real estate, you make money. You don't have to be Donald Trump to make money with it. Anyway, but these things are what a central bank wants to hear. And now that we have 2 pathways to cryptocurrency, to the central bank digital currency, I'm telling you, central bankers around the world are having a field day here. Because again, it's pretty crazy here what we're seeing. Anyway, people, look, we're pretty much on the same page. I would like to think so. And for those of you that are not, that's cool too. Explain where Greg's getting this wrong, or we're all getting it wrong here, what you see. And again, no one's opinion is wrong. We all are allowed to have an opinion on things here. You need 2 sides of a trade. You have to understand that. There are people that are going to win. There are some people that are going to win. where the vast majority of the people are going to lose. Let me explain something to you, and maybe another way here. And this has happened to every single one of us, even me. Okay. You look back on your life and you say, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. Even when people realize when there's an opportunity, they kind of hesitate. The lions pounce. We're all lions here. You understand? When we see an opportunity, we don't just impulsively act. We consider the current situation. We realize what's going on. We see what's happening here. And then we make our move. We look for this stuff. We're always on the hunt for opportunity. The story of most people's lives, is they just allow opportunities to just disappear. In my opinion, this is the most target-rich environment for opportunity in the history of the world, and not just from a financial standpoint, people. Greg isn't all about money, okay? I like the game of money or cash. I love the game, okay? I admit that I love the game. It's a competition. I love drag racing. You all know that. It's a competition. To me, the markets, understanding the markets, realizing how cash moves through the markets, taking in, again, a lot of factors here, a lot of dynamics, geopolitics, and everything else. It's just a challenge to me. And I think you and me, we have a handle on this that is second to none. And I love it. I'm not going to lie. I love it. But the real opportunity is in each other. I've been telling you this forever here, that to make a positive difference in the world, absolutely. To come together, for people to unify, to find a universal way to love each other. Again, what are we getting? The division, the hatred. That's how this is a tactic as old as time itself. This is how the few have controlled the multitudes since forever. Sound about right to you? We're seeing it right before your eyes, man. No, Bernadette, not all lawyers are bad. I'm not saying they are. I have some friends of mine that are lawyers. One of my very best friends is a lawyer, as a matter of fact. My neighbors across the street over here, they're lawyers. I love them. Great people. Okay, they're not all against everyone. No one's bad. All right, there are bad doctors. There are good doctors too. Oh, anyway, people, look. Anyway, that's kind of the situation where we're at here. I don't know what else that we need to cover here. Honestly, I think we've done it all. I will sit here for another minute if you guys and girls want to post or ask me a specific question, because that's what I want to do. These live streams are really about that. And before we move forward, thank you. Look at this. We got 700 thumbs up. That is a beautiful thing. Again, what does this do? This allows people to see this video. It allows it because the algorithms see those thumbs up. Hey, people like it. Let's show the video. I love that, man. I real estate outlook. Dude, what we're going to see here is very, very simple with regard to real estate. We already understand that there is no price discovery mechanism, not just behind real estate, but behind a single. This is a great question. Bear with me a little longer. Let me answer this, okay? Real estate. A lot of people talk about, Greg, what do you think about it? If we understand that there's really not a single price discovery mechanism behind a single asset today, again, when you have central banks that have been doing what they're doing and what are planning to do moving forward, especially with promises of, you're going to be able to get a lower rate mortgage or a lower rate loan, whatever else. How this works is it inflates the price of real estate. So you will see, regardless of supply and demand, supply and demand. That's how the economy works. No, it does not work like that. In this environment, it's all about easy money. The more easy money is pumped into the system, the more the currency is devalued, the more lower rates get, the more distorted prices get. And I believe that we're going to see real estate go higher, much higher. I bought this place here a year ago, and how it's appreciated, at least on paper, is frankly shocking. Okay, it's not realized gains here, but it's just not normal. Again, I feel that real estate today is in the largest bubble of the history we've ever seen of real estate. Jonathan, thank you. Credit spreads and yields, dude. The debt market is all about that. Hold that thought. Let me see. Hopefully, I remember it here. But I always talk about this here. You're talking about. I would imagine where we're going to go. Obviously, is very obvious with regard to yields. We're going much lower. Period. The freaking end here. And again, going across to how the carry trade works and that whole big scare, it's unwinding, we're all going to die, didn't really happen. But let me get my head back on straight for a second with real estate here. When you have this mechanism of promises of lower rates here again, and it's easier for people to get easy money here, it causes distortions. And with regard to the price action of real estate, and of course, it's going to get even worse than it is now. Oh, that's what I meant to say. With regard to bubbles, it's the easiest thing in the world to discern, people. It's so simple. I believe the definition of a bubble, I don't know anybody else who's put it this way. I really don't. Maybe you do. Maybe some of you know a better definition. But Greg's definition here of a bubble is when any asset moves above the ability for the average guy or the average girl making an average salary to achieve, to obtain, like a house or a piece of real estate. It's a bubble, period. I mean, I can't imagine another way to say this. Does that make sense to you? At least I hope it does. People, look, we are going to see, and this is a theme I have said for, I don't know, for many years. The price action distortions. It's not real. We don't have a market. We don't even have an economy. Which is, with regard to the market, it's all about easy money. It's these extreme distortions which are going to correct, and then that is, of course, going to lead to a meltdown on a scale people aren't going to believe moving forward. I mean, they're not going to believe it's a setup here. But again, stop focusing on the stock market. That's where they want you to look. You understand? You need to be focusing on the debt market, more specifically the 10-year yield, the US dollar, or the MMRI. Link in description of this video. And this is, people, look, man, I just want you to see this one more time if I can find it. Will you look at this? Does this even look normal to you? This just doesn't look normal to me. But this mechanism is just crazy to see. Fed's buying it all, which is their goal. Anyway, look, with regard to opportunity, people, it's everywhere. Again, this is a target-rich environment. Commodities are where you need to be, period. If we understand the way things are, the market's going higher, real estate's going higher. With regard to bond yields, they're going much lower here, of course. We're already seeing it, but the Fed's not cutting rates. Mortgage rates just fall to like a 16-month low, but the Fed's not cutting rates yet. You know how they're not cutting rates? Because they haven't announced it yet. They have to make the announcement. But it's happening right now, people. Come on. All right, look, I really got to get going kind of long. I want to look at this 800 thumbs up. You guys rock. I love you guys and girls so much here. I really think this is a great forum for all of us here. And it allows me to vent and get my head clear. Look, this stuff here, honestly, sometimes I feel like I want to stop because you know how I get. My blood pressure goes to the moon. I start sweating. I can't freaking breathe. Is real estate a commodity? You know, they're real things. Real estate is a real thing, but that does not mean that the prices are going to be distorted. We have bubbles to the upside, and we have inverse bubbles. Bubbles to the upside here, again, I think real estate is a bubble, along with the stock market here as well. We've never seen anything like it before. With regard to inverse bubbles, this would be gold, silver, pretty much commodities across the board. These I think this is where we're going to see a lot of cash move into. And real estate's going higher, in my view. I know there's a lot of people sitting out here waiting for the real estate crash. You may be in for a long wait. You may be in for a really long wait here. Believe me, when I bought this house, I was like, okay, all right, well, where's this going to go? Am I going to buy this house and tomorrow the market, the debt market implode? And that's going to wipe everything out. Of course, it crosses your mind. But, here's my take on it. I would rather own something. I would rather own a home now than rent something or lease something to pay off someone else's future. You know what I mean? You want to invest in yourself. You know who's going to be right here. Look, man, people who are looking for bottoms and tops in any asset class invariably are going to lose. It's a losing game. Try to play that game. Try it and see how it works out for you. You're going to learn your lesson the hard way. All right. My lion's right here. Some of you traders or investors, tell me that I'm wrong here. Okay. You don't do that. It's a very bad spot to be. And when you have a person telling you that a certain event is going to happen at a certain time with regard to whatever, for whatever reason, there's something else behind it. Honestly, we just know what to look out for. We know where we're being pushed, people, you and me. It's pretty obvious. We know what's going on here, and we're taking advantage of it. The fact that this thing is going on the way that it is, again, presents us more opportunity moving forward. You understand? Every day I wake up, first of all, I thank the Almighty for allowing me to breathe some air for another day or two, or whatever God wants me to do. You know, I mean, we never know when we're going to get the call. You know, you got to be ready all the time for it. Okay. Don't think that, you're promised to live to, 100 years old. Very, very few people are centenarians here. So you got to be ready for that. So always, thank God, the Father of all creation, number one, before everything else. And then, appreciate what you have. Have a positive attitude. Let me tell you something else about positive energy. Okay. Let's go off on a little bit of a tangent here. You start putting negative things out into the universe and you start worrying about whatever it may be, I can guarantee you that whatever it is that you're worrying about, that they throwing out there into the universe, it's going to come right at you like a freight train. You start putting out positive energy, positive vibrations, however you want to look at this stuff here, okay? Positive things are going to come towards you. That's how the universe works. That's how the Almighty has created it, okay, as a mechanism to serve us in many, many ways here. So again, stop with the negativity, all right? You put out negativity out there, it's going to come at you. Raise your awareness. Be aware of what's going on. Absolutely. Take action. 100%. You always have to have the high ground. I've been telling you this a million times. But focus more on the positive things here. You know what I mean? Instead of saying it, like, you don't want to be anti anything. You want to be pro something. Of course, we all are. I would imagine all of us are pro peace. You're pro peace. If you say I'm anti-war, which is kind of the same thing, the better spin on it is I am pro peace. You understand? You say I'm anti something, it has a negative connotation. Turn that negative thing around to some positive. And it'll affect your life. Look, I don't want to go on and on about this, right? But I think it's like more philosophical. What I'm saying here, adapt a positive attitude from the moment that you wake up to the moment you go to bed every day. And it's life-changing, man. This is how I live, man. I hope all of you are that way too. Look, I get bent out of shape and I get angry and stuff like that. It makes my blood boil. Some of this stuff really does. But we got it, people. I don't care what they try to do to us. We have each other's backs. And we realize, I think, at least most of us here, there is a greater power here, a power that looks after us here. All right, look, I'm out of here. All right, love you all from the heart. I mean that. Thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks for those thumbs up. That's epic. We almost hit 1,000 here, which is a fantastic number. I urge you, if you got something out of this video, I want to hear from you. Let me know what you got out of it or what you didn't. Tell me where I've gotten wrong. And I am willing to concede that I have gotten a lot wrong. I've made the same mistakes over and over and over again many times in my life, man. We all do. And you learn from things. You try to, at least, and we're just human. And we got to understand that, sometimes you're going to do some really dumb things. You're going to do some things that you're going to look back on your life one day and go, how? Why? Well, do you realize something? I'm going to leave you off with one more thing, just one. All right. Every 10 years, every cell in your body, to your bones, to your brain cells, to your neurons, every cell in your body is replaced. So you're actually a new person. Every 10 years, every cell in your body has been replaced. You're not even the same person you were 10 years ago in the literal sense. Every cell has been swapped out for a new one, And it's kind of an interesting concept to think about, that you really weren't the same person that you were 10 years ago from today or 20 years ago. And the way you think and the way you were wired back then is different too. So if you look back on your life and you see things, and first of all, let me tell you something about memories. Memories are always distorted. We don't remember things the way they actually were in many instances here. That goes back to the cells in your brain, the neurons that are getting replaced. Sometimes when these cells replace themselves here as we age, sometimes they don't transfer the exact data that was on this cell onto a new one. So memories kind of get little wrong. They get a little screwed up. You know what I mean? So just count on that happening to you. It's a fact. When you get as old as I am, like I said, I'm not saying that I'm old or anything. I feel really good. I'm 59, but I feel great. I really, really do. Me, I'm on this ketogenic diet. Most of you know that, and it's been a life changer for me. I went from being pre-diabetic. I went from being hypertensive, being 40 something pounds heavier than I am now, to this. And I feel great. I have more energy I have had in, I don't know, maybe I was half this age, honestly. It's the way to go. You don't need carbs. You do realize that, right? They're going to be people who are going to tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Okay. There's no such thing as an essential carb. I don't care if you went to the Yale School of Nutrition here or whatever. Okay. You're wrong. There's no such thing. I practiced medicine for 20 years. You all know that. I was a PA. I was in the front line of medicine here. And no such thing as essential carbs. There are essential fats, period. There are essential proteins, period. There's no such thing as essential carbs. You don't need them. Get them out of your diet. It will change your everything about you. Your body is a fat burning machine. It's a fat burning machine. It's not meant to burn sugar. You force your body to burn sugar, you're going to become diabetic. Go on a low fat diet. See how that works out for you. It doesn't work. People that are on low fat diets get fatter. Okay. They're trying to lose weight. You're being told to go on a low fat diet. You're going to lose weight. You don't. How many of you know exactly what I'm talking about? How many of you right now maybe are on a low fat diet? What's happening to you? You're getting fatter. You're getting more unhealthy. They're poisoning us. Number one, the foods are poison. You got to stop with that. Okay. You got to start eating. If you can grow your own stuff, good for you. Or whatever it might be here. But your body is meant to burn fat for energy. It's not meant to burn sugar, but that's what you're being sold. They want you poisoned. They want you on a pill. They want everyone diabetic. You know that, right? It's the root cause of our illnesses really is the diet. And it's the low fat diet. You need a high fat diet. Me, I eat fat all day long. How do I look? Okay. I'm not a fat guy, am I? No, I don't think so. I'm actually in pretty freaking good shape, honestly. For a guy my age, I'm killing it. You can too, people. You can too. All right, look. I love being here with you. We talk about everything here. It goes way, way, way beyond anything. How many carbs? I try to keep my carbs down to as low as I can. If I could have zero, I would. It's very, very hard to do that. I would say on an average day, I'm eating about 20 to, if I go 30, I'm hating life, man. I want to keep my carbs low. Keep my fat up here. Let me tell you something. When I got on the keto diet, when I got rid of carbs, and look, what happened to me. Let me tell you a little story. Again, I'm going on, but this is important stuff here that goes beyond the markets. I had gotten pretty overweight. My blood pressure was very, very high. My father was on 3 different medications to control his blood pressure. Not a good thing. All right. My parents, both of them, diabetic. My dad was insulin dependent. So obviously these things run in my family. So I was overweight. In fact, I was obese. And I went to go see a friend of mine, healthcare provider, who knew I was a healthcare provider too, retired. He says to me, Greg, he's like, he goes, you know this better than me. He goes, if you don't do something, we got to put you on some medications. And I went, I'm not doing that. You have to understand something about Greg Mannarino. All right. Greg Mannarino does not like to take medication at all. I got to be dying to take anything. That's really the truth. I don't put a thing in my body that I don't desperately need. I take vitamins. Absolutely. I try to eat enough so I don't have to supplement my diet with things. Makes sense to all of you out here? I do take a lot of antioxidants. I think that's important too. Seems to be okay. But anyway, so my wake-up call was thinking, wow, man, I know it. I know for a fact I got to do something. So I went on this ketogenic diet. All right. And I dove into this thing hardcore. I lost weight so fast, eating around the clock. You're never hungry. You're never hungry. Okay. Because you eat constantly. I lost weight so fast, I thought I had freaking cancer or something. I was really nervous. It just fell off my body so fast and completely. And then, what happens to you? And I've told you this before. You go through a keto flu where you feel like death. Okay. That's just your body rebalancing, readjusting from burning sugar to burning fat. And then once your body makes that transition into burning fat, your energy level goes through the roof. You feel like freaking Superman. You really, really do. Take my word for it. All right, people. Look, I really hope alcohol and wine. Yeah, I do partake in this stuff a little bit here and there. I was at the daiquiri deck here at Lido Beach yesterday. You know, and I did have my. I have a. I think it's called the Miami Vice. It's like a strawberry daiquiri pina colada with 2 shots of blue curacao on it. Killer stuff. It's good, but I don't drink much. I haven't gotten drunk in so long. It's probably almost embarrassing, or maybe not. I don't know. Um, but I try to eat good. I try to eat good. I try to eat healthy. I stay away from all this processed garbage for as much as I possibly can. Um, anyway, look, I hope this helps all of you. Honestly, I really, really do. I urge you, like, if you have an issue with, if you're diabetic, if you're overweight, if you want to lose weight, you want to feel good, you want to just feel good, even if you're in good shape here, just do this. Try a ketogenic diet. It will be life freaking changing for you, man. I'm telling you the truth. All right, look, I really am gonna go now. Love all of you from the heart. I mean this with all I got. Please, people, let's unify. Let's come together. We have to decide our own futures. We don't need Trump to decide our future. We don't need Kamala to decide our future. We can decide our future for ourselves here. All right, thank you, Swam. I appreciate that. All right, until we meet again, people. I'm getting a very interesting phone call. I don't know who this is from, and I'm not picking it up here. A very odd number. Till we meet again, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. See ya.